Hello Gopher Games and Magic fans, and welcome to another episode of The Force of Will. I'm Will, and in these segments we talk all things Magic the Gathering. This week we're going to be talking about all of the confirmed information, leaks, and spoilers that we know so far about the upcoming set Zendikar Rising. Now, a small story spoiler ahead. Also, all leaks and speculations are not confirmed by Wizards of the Coast and are subject to change prior to the release of Zendikar Rising. Now let's get into it. For all of you who are new to Zendikar, let's start with a little information and history about the plane. This will be the third time that we've visited this dangerous world. However, this time there will be no Eldrazi, but we will see the ruin that they have caused. The Eldrazi are an ancient and powerful race that devour planes and have threatened many planes in the past. Thousands of years ago, the Planeswalkers Ugin, Sorin, and Nahiri came up with a plan to imprison the Eldrazi and the three Eldrazi Titans on Zendikar. They needed a plane that was full of unique and dynamic mana that could be used to lure the Eldrazi there, and using a massive network of stone hedrons, they would be able to imprison them to the plane and trap them inside. This would inevitably mean sacrificing Zendikar, as the Eldrazi would still slowly feed off the mana of the plane, but they would no longer be a threat to the multiverse at large. The Eldrazi were trapped for a very, very long time, until the Eldrazi started to stir, and Nissa Ravane, in hopes of saving her home plane, released the Titans, thinking that they would leave Zendikar behind them. She was wrong. Now, I could go on, but we're here to talk about Zendikar Rising. As I said, this new set won't feature any Eldrazi, but we will show the ruin that they caused. Also, this set seems to have a heavy lands and lands matter style to it. As for the storyline, this set will focus on the hostile terrain as it shifts and changes, actively trying to kill the creatures that have the audacity to live there. Precarious terrain, cunning predators, natural disasters on a massive scale, and the royal. The unpredictable ripples of change that wash through the land all present a constant challenge to survival. So Zendikar Rising will release on Arena and Magic Online September 17th, and tabletop pre-release is the 18th, with the full release the following weekend, September 26th. As per normal now, there will be draft boosters, collectors boosters, bundle boxes, welcome boosters, 2 new commander decks that will tie into the set itself, and the new set boosters. We'll get into all of that in a later video. Let's get on with the spoilers and leaks already. Now, official spoilers have not started yet, but Mark Rosewater has shared with the community some information and images, and of course some people have taken the extra step of snooping, and speculated leaks have come up as well. So let's start off with what we know, then some leaks, and then we'll end it with some art that we could be seeing on some of the new cards. So we know for sure that this set will have several legendary creatures returning from previous Zendikar sets, and one of them will be getting another color, which has got to be Omnath. So Omnath has been in both of the previous Zendikar sets, and we've also seen him recently in Core 2020, and he seems to be evolving each time we see him. He first started off as mono green, then became red and green, and finally in Core 2020 he became red, blue, and green. Now if we look at the art that they have for the collector's boosters, we can see that Omnath seems to have a new coloring to one of his arms. It's almost as if he's absorbing another color of mana from the royal itself. So it looks like this time we could be seeing a 4-color Omnath: red, blue, white, and green. Moving on, we know that there will be 2 returning mechanics from previous Zendikar sets, along with a new one that takes a popular theme that players like and twists it in a new way. We can probably guess that one of the 2 returning mechanics will be Landfall. Now the way Landfall works is it is a triggered ability that when a land enters the battlefield under your control, something will happen. Sometimes a creature will get a +1/+1 counter, other times you may draw a card, and sometimes it may do a point of damage. And with this set being a lands heavy and lands matter set, we can almost guarantee that it's a shoo-in. Plus, it's been in the past 2 Zendikar blocks as well. Mark Rosewater has also said that this set will have 6 brand new dual lands that he's been trying to get into a set for a very long time. That's all we know about them right now, but it'll be very interesting to see what exactly these new duels do. On top of it, 6 instead of 5? And finally, we know that this set will only have 3 planeswalkers in it: Jace, Nissa, and Nahiri. Now this is a great spot to get into some leaks and speculations. Apparently there's some new art that's been circling around, and a leak involving the new Nissa planeswalker. Apparently, she might be Golgari colors, green and black. She'll have 2 different loyalty abilities, one that will turn a land into an elemental creature, and a second that will allow you to put a creature from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield with CMC less than or equal to the number of lands you control. Very powerful, but she will also have a static ability that will give her the landfall ability that says, when a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a loyalty counter on her. Just wow. I can't wait to see if this is real or not. We also have a leak on a land called Crawling Barrens that taps for a colorless, or you can pay some mana and put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then decide if you want to turn it into a creature. But that's really all we know for now. Now here are some images that Magic has shown off that we should expect to see in the next set. In this one, it almost looks like there's the remains of an Eldrazi. This may be one of those new dual lands that we were talking about earlier. We can see some remnants of Hedrons and how the land is starting to take over some of these. Possibly a new rogue or ally? This art reminds me of another card, Structural Distortion from Shadows over Innistrad, when Nahiri destroys Sorin's castle. Yeah, long story. Official spoilers are set to start next month, September 4th, and you can bet we will be talking all about them as soon as they start. Well, that's all the time that we have this week. Again, a quick reminder, Go for Games is hosting F&M at Home every Friday night at 7 on MTG Arena. Be sure to join us on the Discord and play along with us. Thanks everyone. I'm Will, and this has been another episode of The Force of Will.